Good morning, family. It is me, Coach 67 Sports TV. Shout out to the awesome and amazing LDBC, Lions Den Broadcasting Community. Shout out to the Louisiana All American Sports Network. And shout out to the greatest university in the world, the Southern University, home of the mighty Jaguars. Welcome to this special edition of the Coaches Show. Ordinarily, I don't go live on Sundays. However, I had a lot going on yesterday. I had, a video premiere yesterday morning, probably about an hour prior to now. And I had a pretty full and pretty eventful day yesterday. And ordinarily, I would just drop a video on a Sunday in addition to being on the Southern Baller Show. However, based on last night's events, I thought it was imperative that I hopped on this particular live stream and did a special edition of the Coaches Show. Of course, in this particular edition of the Coaches Show, I'm going to talk about the blockbuster trade between the Dallas Mavericks, the Los Angeles Lakers, the Los Angeles Clippers, and the Utah Jazz. I'm going to also give a recap of Stephen Fulton versus Brandon Figueroa 2, and David Benavidez versus David Morrell. I'm not going to delay. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to jump right into it. I got a lot planned for this particular day. So I'm going to be here for a good time. However, not for a long time. So let's get it popping. Let's pop it off real quick. Yesterday, of course, I had a lot going on. And ordinarily on nights like last night, I would be backstage kicking it with my brother Cadillac Red and everybody. But when he, sent everybody out, the link or whatever, I was preoccupied, so I wasn't able. I wish I would have, went backstage with the brothers and just with the family, just kicked it. But I ended up watching the stream, here. And I don't know how it is in other areas, but I'm just letting y'all know off the flap. In my area, Spectrum is trash. Spectrum Internet is trash. Spectrum Cable is trash. Spectrum is trash. Point blank, bottom line, period. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. And I'm not even going to lie. Cox might be a half a step above Spectrum. Both of them trash from an internet service standpoint, and both of them trash in terms of cable. So I really didn't enjoy the PBC card the way I really wanted to, because I was having some issues with the internet quality and service. But it is what it is. I missed the Eastside Cruz fight. Didn't get a chance to check that out. However, I did check out Stephen Fulton, a cool boy Steph versus Brandon Figueroa 2. I was pleasantly surprised and I was thoroughly impressed with the performance of cool boy Steph. After, the devastating loss to Monster Inoue, I felt like it was an excellent bounce back performance. I felt like he did an excellent job. On my card, I felt like he whitewashed Brandon Figueroa. I don't know what was going on with Brandon Figueroa last night, but he really didn't fight a good fight in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And for Brandon Figueroa, I think he needs to go back to the drawing board. I always kind of felt like he was a little bit overrated. I think he really showed that last night. And cool boy Steph, he got back into the win column. It seems like the loss to Monster Inoue really didn't impact him or affect him that much. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I was thoroughly impressed with cool boy Steph's performance. Major props, major shout out to cool boy Steph. That's a impressive performance. And after coming off the loss that he had the monster in your way, I think that's the way that you get back in the groove of things, and that's the way, you know, you get back in the win column. Now moving on to the main event, uh, David Benavidez versus David Morrell. I'm not gonna lie, it was a good fight, but I was expecting David Benavidez to stop David Morrell. And, going into the fight, I never understood why David Morrell was constantly calling out David Benavidez. I felt like for David Morrell, I felt like the main thing he was lacking was the necessary experience for this particular fight. And I think it showed last night. I felt like if he had more seasoning, more experience, he would have been able to deal with David Benavidez better. However, the fact that he was inexperienced, to me, it seemed like the stage was too big, the lights were too bright for David Morrell. I felt like, even with all that being considered, I felt like he fought a good fight. But David Benavidez was clearly the better man. You know, for a lot of PBC like chats I was in, major shout out, the best fight, the best. I was listening to it because, of course, Spectrum is trash. I was trying to watch it and, listen to his call. I think he did a great job, kind of keeping you abreast on the action when I was having, the little internet issues. Major shout out to the brother. Best fight, the best. And I'm not even gonna lie, but I felt like David Benavidez, he had a very, very good performance. And I see why Canelo been ducking his man like the plague for years at this point. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Canelo Alvarez might as well grow a set of testicles, have some testicular fortitude, and just have the heart to fight David Benavidez and just take that loss. Because that's the reason why last night's performance is the reason why Canelo is ducking David Benavidez. Even though I know this fight was at light heavyweight and it was, at light heavyweight, I'm going to keep it real. In my mind, I feel like David Benavidez is the uncrowned super middleweight champion. That's how I honestly and fervently feel. Because, yeah, Canelo became the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world. But, of course, he didn't have to beat David Benavidez to do it because David Benavidez lost his belt twice. And, of course, I already recapped this. He lost it once through the recreational drug use. He used it once on the scale. He lost it once on the scale. And once he lost it that second time, Canelo saw an opening in the super middleweight division. He moved up. He unified. He became undisputed. So he became undisputed super middleweight champion in a cowardly fashion as far as I'm concerned. And last night's performance is the reason why he ducked David Benavidez for so many years. I honestly think everything in the light heavyweight division is really shaping up. Me personally, I know a lot of people talk about Benavidez being the light heavyweight champion. Truthfully speaking, I felt like Dimitri Bivol won that fight. And in all actuality, in my mind, I feel like Dimitri Bivol is the undisputed light heavyweight champion. But based on what I saw last night from David Benavidez, I'm going to be real. I think in a perfect world, you could get like a little round robin between the four of them. I would like to see David Benavidez fight Artur Beterbiev, and I would like to see David Morrell fight Dimitri Bivol, and then the two winners go against the two winners, two losers go against the two losers. And I think that way, between the four of them, you got a nice little mix of fights. And however they want to play it on the back end, that'll be cool. But I feel like that way you get an undisputed light heavyweight champion. A real, like, legitimate. Of course, I know, Beterbiev is the undisputed light heavyweight champion, but I feel like it's, he gained it in controversial fashion as far as I'm concerned. But at the end of the day, major shout out to David Benavidez. He went out there, he handled business last night. For all those individuals that were saying, hey, they felt like David Morrell won like 4 or 5 rounds, or even David Morrell won the fight. I don't know what the hell fight they was watching. I clearly didn't see that. But on to the major topic of this particular show. Last night I was in 7A Sports TV. Shout out to the brother 7A Sports TV. Major love to you, bro. But I was in his chat listening to his, post-fight reaction to David Benavidez versus David Morrell. And people kept saying, hey, the Dallas Mavericks traded Luka Doncic to the LA Lakers. From a coaching standpoint, I'm thinking to myself, no effing way. Because to me, there's no way you can make that trade make sense in terms of on paper, in terms of, player for player or whatever the trade was. And I'm thinking to myself, because see, a lot of times when I hear these trade rumors, I think about the Pelicans. Every time of course, I have like a few phones. And when I check my phone, it's always this asinine trade, like stupid trades that the Pelicans would make for Brandon Ingram, sending Brandon Ingram to a team where you really don't get nothing back in return for him. Are you send Zion Williamson to a team where you get like, hey, 3 second-round picks and a pack of bubble gum for him in return? And, when it came to NBA trade news, I was expecting Jimmy Butler to get traded somewhere. However, not my wildest dreams that I think the Lakers will get Luka Doncic in exchange for Anthony Davis. And, let me break down the trade details real quick before I jump right in. All right, in a blockbuster trade that figures to impact the Western Conference balance of power for years to come, the Los Angeles Lakers, Dallas Mavericks, and Utah Jazz have agreed to a 3-team trade that will swap Anthony Davis for Luka. Sources tell ESPN the Lakers will receive Maxi Kleber. I think he a good forward. And Markieff Morris from the Dallas Mavericks. Sources said the Dallas will receive Max Christie and the Lakers 2029 first round pick. The Jazz will receive, well, I think it's a 14 trade. The Jazz will receive Jalen Hood, Scafino. The LA Clippers will receive a 2025 second round pick, and the Mavericks will receive a 2025 second round selection also. Of course, this is the Mavericks GM, Nico Harrison. He told ESPN Tim McMenamin, I believe defense wins championships. Explaining his motivation to deal Luka for AD. I believe that getting an all defensive center and all NBA player with the defensive mindset gives us a better chance to win. We're built to win now and in the future. I don't know how this dude can make that statement. To me, that's asinine and ridiculous. I know there's been a lot of concerns about Luka's conditioning, Luka's stamina, so on and so forth. Don't get me wrong. He's right from the perspective of Luka being a liability on the defensive end. But I can't see you trading Luka Doncic to the Lakers for Anthony Davis. All right, Luka Doncic, he has issues in terms of his conditioning, maybe issues in terms of his stamina. However, me being a diehard Pelicans fan, man, this boy Anthony Davis, first and foremost, he's extremely injury prone. Man, this dude is made out of butter. If you look at him too hard, he gonna get hurt. He gonna get injured. Man, this dude is a walking injury. I mean, Charles Barkley infamously gave him the name street clothes for a reason, because this dude is always effing hurt. This dude is hurt all the time. First of all, and second of all, he's extremely inconsistent. One game he might get you 10 points and 10 rebounds. The next game he might give you 35, 10, and 8. So this dude is extremely inconsistent, but more importantly, he's extremely injury prone. And not only that, but the Dallas Mavericks made it to the NBA Finals, being led by Luka and Kyrie. And you're just gonna break that up to get an injury prone Anthony Davis. To me, it makes no sense. I don't see how you could justify it. I don't see how you could rationalize it. I mean, in my mind, I really can't see like why you would make that deal. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. All of these individuals over the years that have been saying, like, hey man, the NBA is rigged. The NBA is set up for certain teams to be successful, and this is rigged. I mean, trades like this kind of give credence to that. I don't see under any circumstances why the Dallas Mavericks would trade Luka for Anthony Davis, unless maybe Nico Harrison, maybe he has another deal in his back pocket that I'm unaware of. Maybe he could get Jimmy Butler from the Miami Heat for pennies on a dollar. If he can do that, cool. Then I'll say, all right, hey, maybe if you got AD and maybe if you got Kyrie, AD, and Jimmy Butler, all right, cool. But what I'm seeing right now on paper from a coaching standpoint, I can't make sense of this particular trade. The fact that, especially like the fact that the Dallas Mavericks went to the finals and Luka pretty much led you there. And I know a lot of people, they bash just NBA Finals performers and his lack of conditioning. But you got to realize how many teams have a player like Jaylen Brown and a player like Drew Holiday that could pick up a player of Luka's caliber, 94 feet, and harass him and give him the problems they gave him. And most teams don't have that at their disposal. So I don't see why you would trade Luka, even with the finest performers being taken into consideration, even with looking at how he's a liability on the defensive end and his condition and, is said to be poor. I still, in any way, shape, form, or fashion, can rationalize and justify this trade in my mind. And the fact that Anthony Davis is always an injury-prone individual and he's constantly hurt. He has a nickname Street Clothes for a reason. So I don't see why, the Mavericks will make this trade. To me, it kind of feels like the deck is being stacked for LeBron to make another run at the NBA championship. And that's all I really could say, because to me this trade makes no sense. And I'm pretty much gonna wrap it up. That's it. That's the end of this live stream. For all the individuals that's gonna watch it later on playback, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate all the new subscribers to my channel that's been coming through, been showing love, been giving me props in the chat. I appreciate y'all to the fullest. I appreciate everybody that's been rocking with me since day one. And for all my members of Jaguar Nation, all my LDBC family members. I know, of course, Jaguar Nation is, just looking at the analytics is what really drives this channel. So I appreciate everybody in Jaguar Nation. I appreciate everybody in terms of the LDBC family later on today. Southern Baller Show with my brother Jerry Levin Green. I don't know what time he gonna go live. Typically, it's at 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So come over to Jerry Levin Green's channel and check us out. Southern Baller Show. Also, go check out my brother Brent Fox on his channel, where the show is just me starring Brent Fox. Go check out the Sister Shower. She gave an excellent breakdown of David Benavidez versus David Morrell. Go check out my brother 7A Sports TV. He has 2 channels. His primary channel is 7A Sports TV. Tonight at 8 p.m., him and the brother Blu-ray Fitness going to go live. And, of course, definitely go check out, last but not least, go check out my brother Cadillac Red, Supreme Beast Boxing Talk. I know him and the usual suspects. They're going to break down this fight, the fights from last night, the whole PBC card. I know they're going to do an excellent job breaking it down. I appreciate everybody checking out this live stream. I appreciate everybody that's going to check it out on playback or watch it on playback. Y'all have a blessed, phenomenal day. Blessed, phenomenal work week. I'll catch y'all on the rebound. Jaguar Nation, I got y'all later. Peace and blessing to everybody.